Hey, so I've legitimately been avoiding making this video. Not, I have a lot of reasons why. It's been interesting trying to put all of my thoughts into a place where it could be something I could sit down and make a video about. But there are a few things that I want to talk about in this little chat. Um, The first one being my most recent surgery. So I did post on my Facebook page to see if anybody had any questions for me before I did this video so I could make sure I was answering the questions that multiple people might have. So the surgery that I just had 2 months ago was to correct my incontinence. I have a bunch of videos that talk about what's been going wrong with me. Reader's Digest version 5 years ago was diagnosed with an extremely rare tumor. After 3 surgeries to get rid of that, they accidentally paralyzed my urethra, and then 3 surgeries after that, I finally have had a surgery that fixed it. So that answers the main question everybody has. Was the surgery successful? Yes. The other question is, what did they do? This was an insanely intense surgery. So the surgery was in Salt Lake. I had to stay in Salt Lake for a month because I was there a week before surgery. I was in the hospital for a week and then stayed after for 2 weeks because they wanted me to stay close by because of the nature of the surgery. So, what is the nature of the surgery? Basically, what they did is if this is where your intestines meet up with your bowel, they needed the section that meets and from either side. So they removed that, reattached the pieces back together, removed my appendix. With the piece of my bowel and intestine that they borrowed, they cut open my bladder, augmented it so that it's bigger, used my appendix to make a channel from my augmented bladder to a stoma in my belly button. A stoma is essentially a hole that is made in your body that isn't a hole that was there to begin with. So that's what they did. And so now I am no longer incontinent, but I catheter myself through my belly button to go to the bathroom. So that was the surgery. It was intense. It was super painful. The recovery was difficult. I just realized I'm not wearing my rings and now I feel naked. I did dishes a few minutes ago. But anyways, the surgery was a very rough one. Of the surgeries I've had, it's definitely up in the top 3 of like pain wise. I had some really rough days in the hospital, some really rough days in Utah after. And I've decided I'm not going to go into a lot of detail with that. But that's part of why it's taken me so long to get a video up, because it was a very traumatizing experience for me. I was away from my support group, which is my family and close friends. I was away from my children, and we were just in hotels that didn't really have, like, hotels are nice, but they don't have the comforts of being at home. And so the whole experience was very traumatizing. And what's difficult to explain is that a lot of the traumaticness of it was mental. Physical, I've been through surgeries before. I'm not saying this was easy at all, but this was my 13th major surgery. And so I've been dealing with this sort of pain for a long time. So I know what I need to do to get through surgery pain. So all in all, surgery was successful. I am officially through my recovery portion. I don't have a lot of pain anymore. I do have pain at my belly button, and I think that is because of the massive buildup of scar tissue that I have from all of the surgeries that I've had in the past 5 years, and so it's just kind of tugging. So yeah, that's what my surgery was. The recovery was 2 months. I'm just on the other side of recovery now, so I'm basically back to life as normal, whatever that is. To get into the mental aspect of it, I'm sure I've talked about it before, but I've had a therapist for like 2 years now. It was about 8 months after my dad passed away that I got a therapist, and I've been seeing a counselor or a therapist or both ever since. And that has been very good for me. I am definitely an advocate for therapy. There are just, I don't know, if you had something wrong with your bones, you would see a bone doctor. If you have something wrong with your brain, it just makes sense. I love my therapist. I love being able to go to therapy and have a safe place for me to just like all of my emotions out. Because I literally pay her to sit there and listen to me. And for that hour and a half, just have all of her focus be on me and my issues, which is nice. So my mental issues, it's hard to explain, but I'm going to try my best. So I've been literally fighting for my life for the last 5 years with honestly no breaks. I've had at least 2 surgeries every year for the last 5 years. And so I have either been recovering from surgery or preparing for my next surgery all the time. That has been my life. And now I'm in this place where that's not my life anymore, which, do not get me wrong, is a good thing. It's a good thing. But that doesn't take away the traumaticness of what I've been through. So what's been difficult for me is realizing that chapter of my life is over. That book of my life is over. And now I'm in a place where I'm not who I was. I don't want to be, but I don't really know who I am either, because who I've been for the last 5 years has been this person with a bubble over their head of like, okay, when's my next surgery? How are we going to do this logistically? How travel plans? I've been in Ohio, I've been in Seattle, I've been in Salt Lake. None of my surgeries seem to be, except for my weight loss surgery. That's the only surgery I've had at home. But that has been my life. Recovering from surgery, being a champ at getting through surgery, that has been me, but that doesn't fit with where I'm at in life now, because I don't have to have that anymore. And so what's difficult is that mentally I'm in this place where I've literally been, this is an analogy that I shared with my therapist a few weeks back. I feel like what's kind of happening with me right now is, for the past 5 years, I've been in the middle of this stormy ocean, just swimming, trying to stay alive, trying to get to the shore, trying to get out of the situation where I could die. And that's all I've been doing for 5 years. And now all of a sudden, it's done. But I'm so tired that I can't swim to shore. And so I feel like I'm just going to drown and die anyways. Sounds super dramatic, is super dramatic, super traumatic, very depressing, but that's where I am. And this is why I've had a really hard time wanting to do this video, because it's easy. So I feel like it's easier for people to understand physical pain. And I feel like it's also hard for people to understand that while, yes, I had a very successful surgery, I am on the other side of this hellhole of an experience that I've had for the last 5 years. And now I should just be happy that my life is back, but it's not. My life isn't back. The stuff that's happened to me in the last 5 years has changed who I am. In every aspect, every fiber of my being is a different person than I was 5 years ago. So now that trial is over, but I have no idea what I'm doing. And there are things that happened during that 5 years that, because I was literally in the middle of my own personal hell, I didn't get to deal with, like my dad's death. If you've been following my videos, you know that I was literally in Seattle for surgery when my dad died. I came home and was on narcotics for my dad's funeral. I came home and pretended I was fine so that nobody would take the attention off of the rest of my family, and my mom especially. And so I never dealt with my dad dying. And so now I'm like, according to this view that I feel like the world has, I've finally gotten to the other side of this trial and I just get to go back to my life. But I don't. I don't, because there are aspects of my life that are gone. My dad is gone. I pee through my belly button now. I don't get to have any more kids. The option of having children was taken from me. So these things that happened that aren't in my control are all like crashing on me now that this storm has passed, and I'm so weak. Like, emotionally, I'm so weak. And so I've just been emotional and allowing myself to be emotional, which has been one of the best things that I could do for myself, because I need to process. I need to process, like, what the heck just happened? Like, it's not just like, oh, that was awful, glad that's over. No, that was traumatizing. I'm a different person now. I can't have that life anymore. So that's where I am mentally. And it's very much so taking it one day at a time where that's concerned, because there are days where I'm so like excited for life, and then there are days where I'm just like, what the heck? How did this happen? Like, how did it get here? And so I cry a lot. I try to avoid people because people are uncomfortable with emotions, and I'm not trying to like put anybody down, but this is like a legitimate situation that happened with me. I had someone curious about how my surgery went, and they asked, how are you doing? And I said, I'm okay mentally and emotionally. I'm really struggling right now. And that was completely glossed over, and they were like, well, yeah, but was your surgery successful? And I was like, yes. And they, I kid you not, said, well, that's all that matters then. And this is a mindset that I have found in a lot of people, that, well, just because this one good thing happened, we can just pretend all of this other stuff isn't going on, and people don't want to talk about mental health issues, and it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable to be around someone who's sad, or someone who you can't make their problems go away. And it's hard to find people to talk to who aren't assuming that if you're sharing your feelings with them, that they're supposed to have some magical answer to bestow upon you to make it all go away. There is nothing anybody can say to me that can make better what's happened. When I am talking to someone about what I have been through, I just need someone to sit with me and be with me in my pain. I don't want people to try to tell me, like, well, just look at the bright side. It's a choice to be happy. Like, that's not... Anyways, this is going a completely different direction than I meant for it to. But that's where I am mentally. I am still seeing a therapist. I am on antidepressants. I am processing. That's where I am. I'm processing. I'm processing what's happened, and it's gonna take me a while, and I'm not giving myself a timeline that I have to be done processing, because it took me 5 years to have all that stuff happen. If it takes me 5 years to process it, if it takes me 10 years, if it takes me the rest of my life to process what happened, that's fine. That's the me that I'm having to learn and that I'm having to figure out. So that's where I am mentally. So this video is getting a little lengthy. So the other thing I want to touch on in this video is my weight loss. I did have a question. Someone asked if since my weight loss, am I happy? Rewind to my mental health discussion just now. Okay, this is a multifaceted question for me. Am I happy with my weight loss? 100%. Do I regret having weight loss surgery? Absolutely not. I am so thankful for the weight loss that I've accomplished. I am grateful for the tool that I was given, having the vertical sleeve gastrectomy. I am a year and 2 months out from surgery. I've lost 175 pounds. A literal average-sized adult person I have lost, which is amazing. Completely amazing. I am happy that I can fit in an airplane seat. I'm happy that I can play with my kids. I'm happy that I'm not winded. I am happy that I can go to any store and buy clothes that I want because they have my size now. So those are all beautiful, wonderful things that have come from me losing weight. Once again, though, talking about my mental health, and realizing what got me to the point of needing to lose the weight. I got to 400 pounds, hugely because I had had a tumor and went incontinent and couldn't work out anymore, and then was diagnosed with PCOS and uncontrollably gained a bunch of weight. And then in order to have a surgery to fix my incontinence, I had to have weight loss surgery. Weight loss surgery wasn't something that I sought out just because I didn't think I could lose weight. I had a doctor tell me, you need to have weight loss surgery or we can't fix your incontinence. So I'm super grateful that I had the surgery. But once again, the reasons for me having the surgery are kind of traumatic as well. And I'm in a place where happy feels slightly unobtainable. I know it's not. So don't tear me apart. But I know it's obtainable. But the weight loss, like if you're assuming you're going to have weight loss surgery and it's going to fix all of your mental problems, don't do it. That's not gonna, losing weight doesn't fix your mental problems. Like I still have a food addiction that I'm trying to deal with and having to fight on a daily basis because I'm super emotional and I've grown up my whole life letting food take care of my emotions. If I do that now, I legitimately throw up. I can't use food to help me drown my sorrows. So I feel like I'm putting this in a negative light. I'm really thrilled with my weight loss. I'm really thrilled that I have been able to use this tool to lose as much weight as I've lost. To give you some current stats, like I said, I was 400 pounds. Right now I'm 225. I am hoping to lose about 20 to 30 more. And then I'll need to have skin removal surgery at some point down the road when I have the money to do so. So it doesn't really, having had weight loss surgery hasn't like changed who I am as far as like the things, like there are things I can't eat anymore. Like ice cream does not set well in my stomach. I don't really eat a lot of like, I don't drink milk just for drinking milk's sake. I don't eat cereal anymore, like stuff like that. I have a little bit more difficult time, but I also have noticed that the further out from surgery I get, the less of an issue that is. My body just kind of is getting back to a point where it can handle things. But yeah, I'm super grateful that I had the surgery. I would do it again. I don't regret it at all. It has not changed my mental health. So that's the big thing for me, is if you are like, I'm going to get weight loss surgery and I'll finally be happy. If the only issue you have with yourself is your weight, maybe that will work for you. But as far as where my happiness is concerned, the weight loss surgery, like, I am grateful. I am grateful. I am so thrilled that I've lost the weight. I don't want anybody to think that I'm like taking my weight loss for granted, because I am like over the moon excited that I'm like now smaller than I was when my husband and I got married 8 years ago. So I'm completely over the moon about that. But that was just the way the question was phrased. Has the weight loss made you happy? No. I'm constantly working on making me happy, and that's a different thing altogether. but yeah, so that's my update. I feel like this was kind of a depressing update, but positive things for you to take away from it. I'm actively processing what's happened to me. Like, I'm actively working on me now, which I was like working on me before, but I was literally just working to keep myself alive and out of the hospital. And now I'm in this place where I'm like, I get to rediscover who I am, or discover for the first time even who I am, because I'm not who I was. I get to I'm in this place where I get to redefine what it means to be me. And that's really cool. It's hard, and I cry a lot, but I get to redefine me and have it be based on my thoughts as an adult, and not on like predisposed things that were placed in my mind as a child, and or like anything. Like, my thoughts are the thoughts of an independent adult person, and that gets to be what I define myself as now, and that's really cool. It's a really cool place to be. I do genuinely like who I see myself becoming right now. I'm happier with who I am. My relationship with God is so much better than it's ever been, because I've been through a lot, and I've been to this place where I didn't really appreciate God. I did not like him at all for a bit there. And I've had to get to a place where I'm like, okay, this relationship needs to be built back up. And like, I'm a very firm believer in God, and I never once stopped believing in God throughout this process, but I was angry with him for a while. And being in a place where you've legitimately been angry with God and having to like reestablish that bond, I feel like it's made my bond with God stronger. So that's good. Like, there are good things happening in my life, and I'm excited. I'm excited to keep losing weight. I'm excited to keep working on my Senegence business. I'm excited to just start being able to work on me for me, and not for like surgeries and stuff, if that makes any sense. Anyways, this video is super long, but I know a lot of you have been wanting some sort of update from me, so that is my update. Life is hard sometimes. It will get better. This too shall pass. And I'm okay. Like, I'm okay. I'm going to be okay. But what I've realized is being okay doesn't have to be as pretty of a box presented to people as I feel like society thinks. Like, I can be okay and still have to cry multiple times a week. Like, I can be okay and need to have a day where I just shut myself in my bedroom. I can be okay and have a mental breakdown every now and then, because that's what it takes to be okay. I have to allow myself to be sad, allow myself to realize that it's okay to be sad. It's okay to cry. It's okay to have mental breakdowns. And it's okay. It's all okay. So yeah. I don't know really what to say now other than that. So I hope you all are doing okay, and whatever okay means for you. River is licking or sniffing my camera, and so it's moving. But yeah, I hope you're all okay. I hope this was informative. If you have any other questions, please just comment them and I will for sure answer them. But yeah, thanks for watching. This is a long video, so thank you for watching. Thank you for caring. Thank you for the prayers. Thank you for the support that I've had throughout this. So yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna end now. I will talk to you guys later. I don't have any... Okay, hang on. Sorry, my dog. I don't know what the future of like doing videos is for me. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know much of anything. Life is like a clean slate for me right now, and I just kind of have to figure out what direction I'm going. So, anyways, have a great day.